Right. Okay. Right. We'll proceed with the things. Our at the last class, we had a certain introduction about the subject, as well as I just introduced you about my program. And again, I saw that there are some new faces arrived today as well. Just to know, just raise your hands who joined today itself. Okay, fine. Then now, without going for much more concepts, I'll start my work. That means the entire syllabus, the entire content, will cover it. Just to revise a small thing, last week we introduced few concepts defining what data as well as information are. Then for the people who have joined today, I'm inviting you to watch the recording, what we did on the last class. I will share that through the group. Right? Then as I already, as everyone knows that, so for our class, there's a WhatsApp group. So then join into that WhatsApp group. If you are not joined, inform the counter, they'll add you. At the same time, you may send me your name, your school, telling that you are in 2026. If you are not yet added to the group, send me the message, text me telling that add into the group. So then I will add you into the group, but due to my busy schedule, sometimes I may not. But keep those values, send that WhatsApp message for me. Then I'll save your contact in my phone. Then I know that you are from this batch. Otherwise, if you are not saved, when you inquire anything, I may not respond since it is a unknown number. Right? So therefore, send me your update, your details, telling that you are from 2026 group. If you are not yet added to the group, inform me. Right? And then through the WhatsApp group, I'll share the recording what we did in the last class. Then you can go through that and get the contents. Then there I'll briefly introduce what are these two concepts mainly, especially for the people who were not who didn't do ICT for O levels. Now we have two important keywords called as data as well as information in the field of ICT. We have two concepts. These are the very basic keywords. And there we define data as, people who are there, how to define data? What is it? Data defined as raw, facts, and figures. That's the perfect definition for data. Then there, the important word there is raw. So then data are facts or figures. Figures are just values. They are just facts. They are just some information. They are just some content which are not processed, called as data. And then information are defined as, what is the definition of information? Processed, past tense, processed data. Whenever the data, this part, had been prepared, had been processed, information is prepared. And we say that information is always results. They are always results. Why? Data are prepared to make information. Then we symbolize these two in this model. So we said that here we have data, which are the raw things, and then we do the processing, and after that the information are arrived. Right. Then we submit data to the processing. So processing may be a calculation, maybe any work to be done. So then after those calculations, after those works, there are results to be prepared, which are called as information. Correct. So then this is work we did already. Now one more thing I want you to remind, including the things, including the people who were there on the last class. I think into our note we take this, right? We took this in the last class. We have data, processing, information, and this is a special model used to define the interaction between the data and information. So then this model is called as the abstract model of information. Right, I'll give that note in a while. Until then, I'm telling you that. So then, wherever they question us, what is abstract model of information? It is this. So what is this telling? This mentions the way information had been prepared. Information is being prepared by processing data. Here we have data. They are being prepared, maybe calculated, maybe doing some physical work, and results are prepared, called as information. And we said that information are results always. That's a certain idea. Now, here's there. And again, we define that based on some examples on the last class. I'll take some examples in a different order. We'll just go to an incident like this. Okay, this for everyone. So that as a customer, I'm going to the shop, not a big shop, just a retail shop close to my village. And then getting a certain item, so that I'm taking a piece of sunlight. Then I'm grabbing some details behind this and listing them. I'm preparing small information list, right? So then what I observe here is I may see the name of the product, that is called as sunlight. Right? Then I'm going to go for the price of the product. Say that it's, I don't know what the exact price is. Say that 120. Is it too much? Then weight of the product, maybe 70 grams. Likewise, I'm grabbing some details. Okay, by taking this piece of soap into my hand. Next thing is I am going to the shopkeeper. He's not a big shop, just like supermarket. He's the owner. He's the sales agent. Everything. I'm going to that person and asking, Dalali, how many soaps did you sell for the day? Just collecting information behind this item. I read the label. Then I'm going to the shopkeeper and ask, Dalali, how many items did you sell of this product? And he will see that, okay, today 2 people saying, okay, as I remember, there are around 12 items were sold. He said it. Then I'm listing this. Now, behind this fact sheet, behind this sheet, I'm preparing some more things. Then I know that unit price is this. Then the number of items sold, how many items were sold, then we found it as 12. Then I'm telling that, then Mudalali may be a rich person. He earned this much from selling sunlight. How much he earned? Simply 12 into 12. How much is it? Say that he sold 10 items. Then what is his total earning? Now, these are the facts I collected. Now I am asking, behind this fact sheet, what will you consider as data? Everyone. Name, data, the information. Name, data. ඇයි එක data කියන්නේ? I just look at the item, read the contents, fine, that's going to be data, right? Hey, data are raw. We didn't do any calculation. We didn't do apply our knowledge. We didn't do anything. Just read it, wrote it. No any processing, no any activity. I just collected through my eyes. Last week I said you that data can be considered in this manner as well. If we people as humans can get facts through our eyes, ears, skin, nose, without doing any work, all of them are called as what? Data. Can you remember that smell? Still data, right? Why? We got it, whatever we feel. The hot, still data. So then that's the idea behind data. Anything we grab. So then this is still I grab it through my eyes, falling under the data category. Got it. ඊළඟට price. Data the process results. Data. Next weight. Still data. Number of items sold. how many sunlights were sold? Data the raw thing, the process information. Next, total earnings. Information. Why? There's a big calculation going on among the data. That's clear. That's pure for us. Why? Here we have the unit price coming as 120, then 10. We multiply them and get the answer. So multiplication is the process. So this is obviously a result. Information. Then what is this event? Number of items sold. Data, the information. Again, for the people who were there with me on the last class, I said you that maths marks, preparing mark sheet. For the class teacher is maths marks what? People who were there on the last class. Class teacher nang data, the information. Data. For the maths teacher is going to be information. Harini? Then now, from whom should I consider this? From the Mudalali's point of view, from the customer's point of view. Customer, then regarding the customer, is this a calculated result or is this the data? Something raw or not? Raw, hey, I am the customer. I went to the Mudalali and said that, Mudalali, how many items did you sell? 10. I just hear, that's only. Mudalali said that 10. Did I do calculation? Did I do that calculation? No. Who did that calculation? Mudalali. For the Mudalali's point of view, is this data the information? Information. Clear? Difference. Clear, even for the new people, data are raw things. Whatever you get, whatever you hear, without doing any processing is called as data. Information, definitely that should be a result by doing some calculation, processing, or activity. That's just a reminding for you people, even for the newcomers. Now you all are in the same level from this explanation. For everyone, I'll give this example as well for this definition again. Shall we update the note what we had on the last class? For the new people, how many pages should we keep today? Last people? 2 pages. Here now? 3, ne? 3 not 3, sorry. You are there. Yes, 2 pages, right? Leave 2 CR pages. That means 1 paper. Paper ke side and inside. Leave 2 pages in CR book. And then leave the space for the note. So I'll share the recording. So by going through the recording, people who are not there can prepare the note itself. That will be worth than copying the note from someone else. Right. Then we write an example like this. So we'll start it from this example. We'll say example. This example. Consider the facts given below. Consider the facts given below. Example. Consider the facts given below. Consider the facts given below. FACTS. Consider the facts given below related to an item sold in a shop. Related to an item sold in a shop. Right, then shall I list this quickly? Name, price, weight, number of items sold, then total earnings. And at the same time, we'll mark these as data and we'll mark this as information. keep this as a question. We'll explain that in the note. Take it quickly. Name, sunlight, price, listing, weight, the number of items sold, 10 items, then total earnings is this much. Within brackets, you can say that you know this basic things, 120 into 10. We don't know it, but we'll just write it. And that is labeled as information, whereas the above three are data. This is a question. You'll see. Right. We like after the listing, the above facts are collected. The above facts are collected by a customer with the discussion from the shopkeeper. Next point. Name, comma, price and the weight. Name, price and the weight are collected. Name, price and the weight are collected by reading the label, where they are not subjected to any type of calculation or process. Within like a site, RAW, RAW. තේරෙන්නේ නැද්ද? නැත්නම් දෙන්නකොට මෙතන ඉන්නත් පුළුවන් හැබැයි. Can manage. Right. Next point you like total earnings is a calculation. Total earning. Next point, total earnings is a result. Total earnings is a result by the calculation with the available data so that it is information the data. It is an information. So that it is an information. Right. Next point we like number of items sold. Number of items sold. number of items sold, is collected by number of items sold is collected by the customer, is collected by the customer by listening to the shopkeeper, so that it is data, so that it is data within like I say raw facts. Is data right? Right, then I will say so that it is data from the point of view, of the customer. It is data from the point of view of the customer. But for the retailer's point of view, it is an information, since he has to perform some level of calculation, to count the number of items, sold, right? So then that's about data and information. Hope that now everyone is clear. Data are raw, information are results. That's the idea. And on the other way around, one another point. Now we were in a doubt to decide, is this data or information? At once you may feel that Mudalali had to do counting, so can that be information? Then I clear that we have to look at this fact sheet from one angle only. Angle to look at here is the customer's point of view. Customer is the one who collected it. Customer doesn't do any calculation, so we confirm that as data. Point. Other point here is we use this to produce this result. Now that means information are prepared using what facts? Data. Raw facts. The unit price, is that going to be information or data? අපි ගත්තේ total earnings කියන එක information කියවනේ. No any argument, is information. We obtain that by processing data. Information are obtained by processing data. එහෙනම් to get this answer, what did I use for the processing? 120 had been used. එහෙනම් ඒක data ද නැද්ද? Is data. Date මේ 120 simplify. Also I use 10. Then we process these two and got this. එහෙනම් these two shouldn't they be data under this theory? මම කියනවා information ගන්න නම් process කරන්න ඕන මොනවද? data නේ. ඒතර මේක information එකක්ලු. මේක ගත්තේ මේකයි process කරලා. එහෙනම් කතා දෙකක් නැහැ. මුන් දෙන්න මොකද? data. එච්චරයි. හරිනේ. Then on the other way around, you may look at the way where we are considering and then decide for that point of view, is this doing a processing or not? Then judge, is it information or data? Of that you are confirmed. Right. Now that's the idea. And again, I think people who were there on the last class, you had this drawing for this, did you? Then this drawing is called as abstract model of information. Close to the model, close to the diagram, shall it take that fact? Last week I couldn't inform that. So we call this as, so somewhere close to this, you may maintain the text abstract model of information. Even for the people who are absent, you may take this. Once you complete the note, you may have it. So whenever they say abstract model of information, it says that data forward to processing that will make information as result. So that's called as the abstract model of information. Label this as abstract model of information. How the diagram to show how the information is being prepared. Abstract model of information. Now the other angle. We had two definitions now, data and information. Then we'll go on data further. Now we said that data are raw facts. Then these data are in two types. One is called as quantitative data. These are not done in your O levels. Quantitative data. And the next one is called as qualitative data. Still they are in our syllabus in our A level, which were not there in your O levels. Again, last week I said you that people who did ICT for O levels, be careful when you are doing ICT for A levels, right? On, right? Okay. So then data are in two categories called as qualitative data as well as quantitative data. We'll see what they are. A simple definition. We light a small point and say with a star. With the star we light. Data are in two categories. Data are in two categories named as list them. First one quantitative data, second one qualitative data. Quantitative, next one qualitative data. Right. Then we'll go to the first one, subtopic quantitative data. Quantitative data. Both of them are data. That means they are raw facts, but they are being categorized. What is quantitative? Very simple. Quantitative came from quantity. Quantity means, I said I have 2 pens, I have 10 pens. Isn't that representing quantity? Counting. Then quantitative data means very simple. It's a data, that means raw fact, which is measurable, simply which is countable, where we can put them into a scale, and then they are called as quantitative data. They are raw things where we can measure. Then I'm asking, when it comes to the unit price of the item, that's data. That early incident, stop. So then price is counted as 120. If so, is it quantitative or qualitative? Quantitative, we can measure that, right? Our price is 120. Then weight of the product, yes or no? Yes, quantitative, we can measure it. Max marks for a subject, quantitative, right? If you can measure them, if you can value them, that's going to be quantitative data. So most of the data that we are dealing with are falling under the quantitative category. We count them and then they are being subjected to calculation. Hope that you are clear. Then next thing is qualitative data. Then what can be qualitative? Data which can't be measured. It's not scalable. Now, when they are measured, quantitative now, we can say that sunlight is cheaper than shampoo. Why? Shampoo is somewhere like 250. Then the price is higher than this. Now, this quantity is higher than this quantity. We can have a scale there. We can have a, say that he is bigger, he is smaller. On the other way around, those can be subjected to mathematical operations. One shampoo and one sunlight is going to be this much. We can add them. We can multiply them. We can subtract them. So then these are applicable if the data are going to be quantitative category. If they are qualitative, what is our idea? It's raw fact which is countable or not countable. Not countable. If it is not countable, will they be subjected to mathematical operation? No. Can't do maths on them. But they are raw facts. One example is that I heard a weird sound. Last week I said you that while being here, really we are hearing. Right? Suddenly I said that, oh, I hear weird sound. Is that data or information? Data and I heard it. Can I scale that? Then sometimes I say, I heard a big sound. When after the class, I'm going to home and inform that while we are in the class, a big sound was heard. Is that data? Yes. Qualitative, the quantitative. Big sound. Qualitative. Big means how big is it? Can't count is counted. Right? Then they are going to be qualitative data. Again, I felt a bad smell. Data, but qualitative. Today the environment is hot. Environment is hot. Qualitative, the quantitative. Qualitative. Today the environmental temperature is 27 degrees of Celsius. Room temperature is 27. Qualitative, the quantitative. Quantitative. Today the environment is hot. Qualitative. Same fact ne temperature gonna kiyanne. By the way you present may be falling under the quantitative or qualitative category. Got the idea? Right? So then these are very important things, especially for your A-level MCQ paper. They'll ask questions, which of the following is a qualitative data, which of the following is not a quantitative data. You have to be ready to answer them. Right? Okay. We like the first one, quantitative data, and that we like quantitative data. Are raw facts. Are raw facts. Jadi mereka say data. Are raw facts. Jadi mereka say data. Tapi quantitative data. Under that we like are raw facts. Jadi mereka say data, which can be counted, comma measured or scaled. Next point, quantitative data are subjected to quantitative data are subjected to mathematical operations within like a site plus, minus, multiplication. Close brackets. Since they are countable. Since they are countable. Examples. Example, we light. Room temperature is 27. We light in this manner. Example. Unit price is 180. Number of students in a class. Say that 50. These are going to be quantitative data. Right. Then we'll go to the next topic, qualitative data. They will write qualitative data. Under that, we will write qualitative data. Are raw facts. Are raw facts. Qualitative data are raw facts. This is say data. Are raw facts. This is data which are not countable. Which are not countable. Comma, not measurable. Not countable, comma, not measurable. Next point. These are not suitable. These are not suitable. These are not suitable to continue. These are not suitable to continue with mathematical operations. With mathematical operations and calculation. Mathematical operations and calculation. Then examples, we can say example as goodwill of a company. Is it? Whatever the goodwill or else impression. Again, what about the condition of a vehicle? When you are buying a vehicle, this vehicle is good, this is bad. They are data by observing the vehicle. We say that this is good. In countable or uncountable. Uncountable good means how good it is. We can't scale them. We can say that this vehicle is better than what we observed earlier, but can't judge how much is it. Right? We can say that condition of a vehicle. Condition of a vehicle. Another example, color of the sky. Sky color, we can say blue, but what blue is it? Light blue, dark blue, which is not measurable exactly. We can have an idea, but not exactly. Again, the hardness of the surface, the table is so hard or is so soft. How we can hardness or softness වාගේ අතන හරි සිනිඳුයි. කලින් එකනට වැඩිය. එච්චරයි කියන්නේ right. Then softness of the skin. Right. So then there are the features behind data which are in two categories, quantitative as well as qualitative. Right. Then we are going to the next concept, which is called as information. Now, this is all about data, and we need to go for the details behind data. We said that data in two categories, qualitative and quantitative. Now we'll go deep in information here onwards, something like this. Okay, say that it's me. Okay, I didn't do all levels in a good way, very poor in maths, like you all, no problem. Then I'm doing this fact sheet, name, unit price, then the weight, array, and the number of items sold. Now I'm going for the real value. Mudalali said that we sold 14 items for the day. Then I'm counting the total earnings. Array. Then with my poor maths knowledge, I'm doing this computation. Right. I'm telling that Mudalali earned 2060 from this business today. Array. What is this data, the information? The number of items sold, data information, data. Unit price of the item, data. Total earnings, information. Then I got total earnings as 2060. Is this data or information? Information. Is this good information or bad information? Why bad? This is not the expected answer. That means we have to do multiplication to get it. But according to my poor math knowledge, I couldn't obtain the correct answer. But I listed that as a total earning and I wrote a certain value in it. So then, do we call this as data or information? Information money, we did the calculation and got it. Have I correct or wrong? Wrong, make a wrong information, kata information. If so, will you expect values as such in information, or will you expect good information for your future work? We want good information, not bad. This is falling under the bad category. So then, whenever we get information, now there's a certain incident. What is it? Information are results, process results. So that there are chances of getting these results as correct results, wrong results, and some irrelevant results. Therefore, we must filter the information obtained into usable, good information for our activities. I'm repeating, when you get information, we must judge, is this information good for my use or is this information bad for my use? You understand that? Then we need to work with good information according to my aim perspective. You are clear? So then there's a chance in that manner, information may be good or bad. Then we should see what are the features of good information. They are the ones we need to work with, not the bad. We'll reject bad, we'll get good. But if it is to be judged, if it is to be considered as good information, what are the areas to be considered? One simple feature. Should this be accurate or inaccurate? Accurate, the processing has to be done perfectly with correct data and you must get them accurate. If so, we'll consider that as good. Is that enough? One incident. I'm asking Mudalali, say that I'm okay with maths now, right? Like you people, unlike you. Good at maths. මුදලාලිගෙන් අහනවා මුදලාලි මේ how many sunlights did you sell for the day? මුදලාලි කියනවා මේ අද නම් මට මතක නැහැ. ඊයේ නම් හැබැයි මට මතකයි sunlight එකට 50ක් විතර වික්කා. He said that 15 yesterday. එහෙම නැත්නම් මුදලාලි will not inform me in that manner. He said that 15. අර අපි ඉන්නේ එහෙම කට්ට જાතියක් ඉන්නේ. දන්නේ නැහැ. ඒනොට දන්නේ නැහැ කියලා පෙන්නන්නේ නැහැ. මේ මුදලාලි අද කීයක් වික්කද? මට මතක නැහැ. ඊයේ 15ක් විතර වික්කනේ. 15. කියලා කියනවා. Then as a poor person, I don't know anything. He said that 15. I expect today's items, but he said yesterday's item. Then I am doing my calculation and get it. 120 into 50. Then say that my math is also okay. ගණන් හදන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම නෙවෙයිනේ. 0 45 ද? හරියදනේ? නැද්ද? 0 hari. Okay, then total earnings is going to be 1,800. Now this is accurate, ne? Calculation ID based on the data is accurate, but is this good information again? Now understand the incident. Now based on the facts, I did the calculation perfectly. Now this is accurate. Is this still good information? Hey, නැත්තේ? I am finding the total earnings yesterday, not today. Ne? Then to make the information good, should I consider the accuracy only, or should I consider the according to the timeline applicability? Right? Then I have to consider the timeline as well. Is this data, is this information prepared according to the timeline I expected? Again, like in the earlier case, the mark sheet, I want the maths marks for this term test, but maths teacher didn't do any paper mark in this term, gave the same mark sheet that were there in the last term. Then not a good information, right? So likewise, there are many other features. We'll see what they are. Okay, we like the next star and say not a subtopic. With the star we like. Information are always results. Information are always results. But information are always results. But information are always results. But those can be good information, those can be good information or bad information. Those can be good information or bad information according to එහෙම යනවා නම් ක්ලාස් එක එක්ස්කියුස් කරලා යන්න. මේක මේ මහපාරක් නෙවෙයි. Good information or bad information according to the situation. According to the situation. Next point. Next point you like. Good information are expected. Good information are expected to continue. Good information are expected to continue further processing, decision making, full stop. Further processing, further decision making, we need good information. Right. Next subtopic. Now on will like the next point. Some of the features of good information are, some of the features of good information are, right. Now we list them. Part A, accurate. You should know these still into the paper, right? Accurate. Then with the hyphen we write, this is a feature, I'll just explain few behind this. Accurate with the hyphen, right? The results obtained must be processed. The results obtained must be processed, having no errors. Having no errors. Having no errors. Then part B, according to the timeline. According to the timeline. You know what it is, right? We need to grab that information matching with the expected time limit. Nothing else. Right? We write with a hyphen. According to the timeline, right? The information must be matching with. The information must be matching with the expected time period. The expected time period. Next thing is completeness. What is that? The specific, not right, the specific information we grab should be complete for our use. Just not this one. We'll go to the school mark sheet of a student. Sorry. There will collect maths marks, science marks, English marks. And then say that he is 70, 80, 60, something like that. Then we get the total. The total is obtained. Is total enough to make the decisions in this class average, class mark sheet? No, we need to calculate the average as well. So we need to be filled with the expected complete set of information. That's what to be considered as good information. We are on the track. Good information. To make the information good, we need the complete set of information. Hope that you are clear. Right? Then that's what the completeness is. We write with a hyphen. The information collected must be the expected set SCT which has no missing values. Then other thing is part D, relevant or relevancy. To make the information good, it should be relevant. What is that relevant thing? Again, I'll go to the class mark sheet. That's easy for me to explain. Now say that this is a class average. All the subjects are added and we get the average. That's the way how we manage the class mark sheet in our schools. Say that the class teacher is a A-level maths teacher. A-level maths means high in maths knowledge. Then a teacher wants to show here colors. All the classes are calculated in the average. Add this and divide by the number of subjects. Since she is well in maths, she may prepare the Z-score value of all the class members. You know what Z-score is, right? The value which will decide your life. So this is the Z-score value is the one you are going to get in your final A-level exam. So not an average marks. Then that is being calculated using a certain huge formula. We don't know. Maths people know. In your A-level maths people, you may learn, right? So then somehow, if that is being computed, that's also applicable. Why Z-score is using the A-level exam? Then why don't you use in the class level? All the class teachers are not A-level maths teachers. Then, if it is prepared, is that relevant at this moment? Values may be correct, sharp, pure, clean, but not relevant for this case. Why? We can't measure our class members with the other classes. Other classes has the average. Here we have this score. Then can't scale them. So we can't have it, right? So therefore, information you would obtain has to be relevant. That's one example only. Then what you have to do is you have to memorize these features. I'm giving examples for you to emphasize what they are. They are very simple things. All right, next one is relevant, right? The prepared information, relevant, the prepared information must be, related to the expectation. Must be related to the expectation. Right. Then other important feature in good information called as reliable. This is a very important keyword used in many places in ICT. Reliable. මේක මේ සැරේ 2024 කරන කෙනෙක් ඇහුවත් හරි උත්තර දෙන්නේ නැහැ ගොඩක් අය. 25 ඇහුවත් එහෙම තමයි. 26 නම් කොහොමද දන්නේ නැහැ. Therefore I'm telling you that learn this point well, right? මේකට ඔයගොල්ලෝ එක එක definitions දෙනවා, they are wrong. Learn that perfectly. We need this. The thing is, in databases, in networking, we need this word. Use them properly. If you are just having a rough idea, you are not. Right? Reliability means trustworthy, trusted. Trusted. The information we prepare should be trusted. Say that this, not the C-score thing, the class mark sheet. Okay. Now this happens in your lower grades. So when you are when you perform in grade 6, 7, right? Sometimes the class teacher may be busy during those days. Then class teacher will put marks and giving the report card to a certain now say that you are in grade 6 now, to a grade 8 child. Okay, please add this and get the total and the average. Then that grade 8 child will do these calculations and preparing your mark sheet. If you are knowing about it, as soon as you get the mark sheet, will you trust on it? මොනවා කරලා දිනවද දන්නේ පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්න කියලා ඒවාන හදාගන්න බෑ ගෙදර ගිහින් හරි ඕක කියනවනේ අම්මේ පොඩ්ඩක් ගණන් හදලා බලන්න මේ වැරදි ඇති මේ අයියා කෙනෙක් හදලා තියෙන්නේ දන්නේ මොකද්ද කරලා තියෙන්නේ. But if you know that this has been prepared by the class teacher, will you double check or will you trust on it? You trust on it. That's a reliability. Reliable කියන්නේ එකයි the trustness. When you get information, how trustworthy it is. Then if it is to be good, should that be reliable or unreliable? Reliable and unreliable now, we are doubt on the value. You may get a value, but we are doubt, we don't make decisions on it. Related to ICT, say that this is a computer. Now, when you go to a sales shop, especially the shop supermarket, now you may get the total bill to be paid. You go to Kiehl's, Apico, wherever, do the shopping, collect the items, then finally that operator is scanning barcodes and telling that you have to pay 15,000 rupees. As soon as you get the receipt, will you check first item, this item, then will you count them, total is hurry balance, okay, and will you pay, or as soon as they say 15,000, will you pay and collect the item? Information is trustworthy. ඔය ඉන්සිඩන්ට් එකම පොළට ගියපුවම කොහොමද එන්නේ බලන්න. පොළ යන්නේ නැහැ නේ අපේ කට්ටියනේ. කඩේ යනවා විතරනේ. When you go to fair, what happens? Then now one seller will not sell all the items. He has few items. Then say that you bought few items, one item, two item, 500 grams, 1 kilo, likewise. Then as soon as he finished the packing work, he said that you have to pay 700. As soon as you hear it, you or your mother or your father, are we hesitating to pay that amount, and don't we double check how much is this, how much is this, and don't you do the calculation as well? අපි calculation එක කරනවානේ. ඇයි ඒ? That information is not trusted. Now these are very important in our ICT field. ICT will prepare your information into a better way. Hey, the processing is done by a computer now, then that makes reliable information. If it is done by a computer, electronic manner, that's reliable. හරිනේ? මෙතනින් එහාට මම ආයෙ කියන්නේ නැති වෙයි මේ වචනේ. Reliability means trustness of the information. Wherever we use the reliable is trustness, not accuracy. මේවා හොඳට වෙන් කරලා තියාගන්න. Accurate කියන්නේ correct the wrong ද කියන එක. Calculation එක correct the වැරදිද? Reliability කියන්නේ correct කියන එක නෙවෙයි. මොකක් හරි information එකක් ඒක trust කරන්න පුළුවන් විදිහේ information එකක්. That's what reliability is. Relevant is not reliability. Whether they are matching with our perspectives. Then completeness means whether the information are fully collected, having no loss of any other facts. Now you understand that these are different features should be available in good information. You are clear? Right? So be emphasize on. I'm taking time to explain this since these are very important points. Right. Next feature is reliable or reliability. Reliable, they will like the information obtained. The information obtained must be trusted. Must be trusted. So that the information preparation, must be done. Information preparation must be done in a trusted manner. For the user. Trusted manner for the user. That's a reliability. Then they are the main features we need to cover behind the yes, one another thing is there that quite rare feature, but we'll write it. Understandability. Understandable. Next good feature of good information. What is understandable? The information you prepare must be available in a readable format, understandable format. Say that the class teacher is a Chinese teacher. Then put the total and the average in Chinese language. May be correct, but not understandable manner, so can't continue. So then in that manner, now the best example is related to the computer. We have to go deep concepts. For the moment I am telling that. Is everything running in the computer using ones and zeros? Just to tell you, right? Yes, that is. Wait, I'll teach that for the moment. Whatever do by the computer, what is done by the computer, inside the computer, the CPU, hardware, RAM, they will handle them in ones and zeros. We'll see. If the computer gives me the results in ones and zeros, are they understandable for us? Say that I'm checking my online banking work using the computer. Then my bank balance may be 7,500. That's being prepared by the computer using series of ones and zeros. If that is being given as the output, your balance is 10111111. May be correct, but not understandable for us. So not a good information. Then that has to be converted back into the readable format. Right? So then that's another feature of good information. Next one, understandable. There we light. The prepared information must be readable to the audience. Must be readable to the audience. Right. Now these are the features of good information. Very important for us to continue. Right. Now we are going to the another part. One more thing. When you get information as well as data, I'm going back to the comparison here. Right. Data are raw facts, information are results. Okay. Then I'm telling that when it comes to the information, they are results all the time. Are they meaningful or meaningless? This is another feature, meaningful, sensible or not. Here, the total marks is this much. Does it have a meaning? Yes. Average marks is this much. Does it have a meaning? It has. Then total earnings from the soap has a meaning. And information are with a meaning. Why is it? Information are automatically available to hear, to see, or we have to prepare them. Information? Prepare, that's the abstract model. Data are processed and prepare the information. So these are prepared using some work. Who does this preparation? Mainly with the involvement of humans. You and me will prepare them. Then information are prepared. Then once the information are obtained, are they with a meaning or meaningless? ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අපි process එකක් කරන්නේ වැඩක් ඇතුවද නැතුවද? with a meaning නේ. අපි නම් වැඩක් හිතේ ඕන තරම් කරනවා නේ. පාරේ හිටන් ඉන්නේ පැය ගණන්. අද නම් එයි මචං බය වෙන්න එපා. තව විනාඩි 10ක් හිටහන්කෝ. meaningless, useless. හරි. ඒක නැහැ. Then regarding data and information, what happens? Information are always with a meaning. We fight to obtain these results. They are having a certain meaning. What about data? Meaningful the meaningless the? Data are meaningless. ඔය O level වලදී කාපු ඔලු තමයි ඔය. O level ICT කරපු පොරවල්ලගෙන් මම අහන්නේ. Data are meaningless, information are meaningful. Right. Now, I'm giving you something like this. Just write this on the board. Is this data or information? Make a data the information. මෙතරම දැන් මොකුත් නැහැ. 1 0. Make a data the information. Data නේ correct. ඒක හරි. Is this meaningful or meaningless? Meaning? Hey? Isn't this 10? 1 0 can 10 ne? 10 has a meaning or has no meaning? Has a meaning. One another person says that, no sir, this is not 1 0. This may be the values handled by the computer. Earlier I said that computer works with ones and zeros. This may be one such. Then how can you say this is 10? No, it's not 10. Something found in the computer. Can I break that point? Also. By that time, is this meaningful or meaningless? Make a meaningless. Next thing, I am writing. Now I am asking, is this data or information? Data. Meaningful. Can't you read this as 1011? Again, one of the say that no, this is something in the computer. Then I am going to the mark sheet. Maths marks 70, science marks 80, English marks 60. My total is 210. What is information here? Total marks. What are data here? These are data. Are they meaningful or meaningless? Maths mark 70 has a meaning or not? Has. Data are meaningless. What then conclusion? What again? ඔගොල්ලෝ O level ඉගෙනගෙන කියනවා මට ලොකු සීන් එක දාලා data නම් sir meaningless. Information නම් meaningful. මේක මම agree හරි. Information meaningful ඔව්. ඇයි අපි මහන්සි වෙලා තමයි අරගන්නේ. තේරුමක් තියෙන වෙලට තමයි අපි ඔක්කොමලා කරන්නේ. මරු. හරි. එතකොට meaningful. data කියනවා meaningless කියලා. agreed දැන්? අරකට data කියලා ඔක්කොමලා agree වෙනවද? O level කරපු ටික. ඔව්නේ. ඒතර ඒකේ meaning නැද්ද? meaningful නේ. දැන් data කියන්නේ මොනවද? meaningful ද? meaningful වෙන්න පුළුවන් නේ. meaningless වෙන්නත් බැයිද? ඒ කවුද? මේ man meaningless නේ. සමහරවිට meaning එකක් තියෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. එහෙනම් what is the final conclusion upon data? meaningful ද? meaningless ද? either meaningful or meaningless ද? ඔන්න A level ඈ. හරිනේ. So data are either meaningless or meaningful. Can't confirmly say that meaningless. අරවා meaningful නේ. කොහොමද නැහැ කියන්නේ. meaningless ඒවත් තියෙනවා. This is one such. Right. So then but information are always meaningful. Another big difference among these two. You should know well. ඔයා මම ඔය මුලදීම කියන්නද තියාගෙන හිටියේ දැන් ටික ටික මැචුව වෙනකන් ඈ. දැන් you know the mark sheet, you know this bill, information, data, features of information. Now this is a correct time for you to grab this point. පටන් ගත්ත වෙලාවම data කියද්දි meaningful meaningless කියවනම් හරි. We like with the star. We like with the star. Outside that features, right? We had those features, ne? We like information are obtained. Information are obtained by a specific process. Within like I say activity. Specific process. Within like I say activity. Close brackets. According to the requirement of the user, so that it is meaningful, always. Shall you underline that word? Meaningful always. And you may underline the keyword information as well in that sentence. Information meaningful always. Alright, next star we write. Data are raw. Next star. Next line with the next star. Data are raw. Which are collected in the existing manner so that it can be either meaningful or meaningless. Either meaningful or meaningless. Either meaningful or meaningless. Shall we highlight them? Data, meaningful or meaningless. Data, meaningful or meaningless. We collected many more facts now. We don't know from where the questions are appearing in the paper. Then we fit with all the features. Very simple points. Understand them well. Right. Then we have to go to the next area, especially regarding our data and information. Defining a small rule called as golden rule of information. Golden rule of information. That's the next subtopic, golden rule of information. Right. So before going to that topic, I'll just take your time to introduce our course plan, not to take lots of time. You all understand that now our session, especially for the new people, now our class sessions are recorded and class sessions can be accessed through online as well. Then if you are unable to attend physically, you can access that online as well. Even everyone here can access the recordings of each week, and the recordings are published on Monday and valid through Thursday on the London Bridge website. Right? Then you may logging into the London Bridge website, create an account under the supervision of the counter. They will instruct you how to create your accounts and how to proceed with. Then they are accessible through the website during that week. If you miss something here in the class, you can go through that. Even if you are presenting here, if you want to revise things, you can go through recordings and continue that. So this facility will be available until you go to the final exam. May be a very important value for you, right? Rather than just presenting here. Right. So that's the main thing I want to highlight here in the class. And then, okay, that's the main message. Another thing is, as I said in the morning, you people send me your details, especially your name, then your school, telling that you are from A level 2026. And if you are added to the group, if you are not added to the group, inform me telling that add me to the group. Right? Then I need all your contacts. Then your names are saved into my contact list, so that I know that you are texting me, you are calling me. Otherwise, due to the collected message set, I may not check them. Honestly taking, now there are many more messages which are unread. ඒක ඔයගොල්ලන්ට තේරෙනවද නේ? ගොඩක් මැසේජ් එන කට්ටියට එහෙම මම බලලා ඉවරයක් කරන්න බෑනේ. ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ ලෙවල් එකේ ඉන්න මැසේජ් එක මට එන්නේ. ඉතින් ඔයගොල්ලෝගෙන් එන්නේ. ඉතින් ඇත්තටම එක එකනගේ ප්‍රශ්න අහනවා උඩ උත්තර දෙන්න ගත්තාම සාමාන්‍ය එක මැසේජ් එකක් රීඩ් කරලා නිකන් රීඩ් කරලා යන්න ගියත් විනාඩි දෙකක් යනවා. ඒතර මැසේජ් 50ක් බැලුවොත් විනාඩි 100ක්. එන් පැය දෙකකට වෙලාවක් ඕක ඉන්න ඕන. ඕක වෙනවා අඩුයි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට. අවුරුද්දට අලුත් අවුරුද්දට ආපු මැසේජ් එකවත් තාම මම බලලා නැහැ. ඒව එකක්වත් බැලුවේ නැහැ. ඒව හැමම දින්නේ. කොහොමද විශ් කරලානේ තියෙන්නේ. මට අවුරුද්ද කොහොමද සුබයි කියලා මම දන්නවනේ. ආයෙ ඔක ඕනේ. මේ ඊට පස්සේ බර්ත්ඩේ වලට මැසේජ් එහෙම එන්නේ නැහැ මට කොහොමත්. එන්නේ නැහැ. ඔයගොල්ලෝත් මට දාන්න නැහැ. මට ෂුවර් ඒක. දාන්න ඕනෙත් නැහැ. හරි. එහෙම තමයි. මම අමුතු જાති සතෙක්. හරි. ඒව කමන්නේ. මං මගේ වැඩේ හරියට කරයි. හරි. පළවෙනි දවසේ මං චුට්ටක් ඔයගොල්ලෝ කතා කරා ඇත්තටම. first day එකේ people who were there. So I want you to take you to the pathway. That's what I take that time. But here onwards, no nonsense. Academic නම් academic තමයි. හරි. මේකත් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට දෙන්න ඕන තව information එකක්. So send me your details. So you will be added to my contact list. Then I know that you are one from 2026. Then I may respond if it is an urgent matter. Likewise. Right. Okay. Then I will go to the next fact. Golden rule of information. What is that? This is something related to information. Are information results or raw? Information results. Meaningful the meaningless the meaningful. Information, can we confirm that they are good or are there bad information as well? Bad information also there. That's a revising. Okay. Now this is the rule based on information collected. The results. Now this information, this rule says that the value of the information, the results we prepared has a certain value. That value is increasing or decreasing according to the time. Just to get the answer from you all, say that you get your class average marks. Sometimes teacher will announce that tomorrow your report cards will be delivered. Then most of the people will be absent. While there are people who have worked, prepared for the papers, will definitely go to the next day and say that you collected your sheets and you found that you may be the second in the class, first in the class, third in the class, likewise. Then does it have a value or not? It has a value. Why? My energy, I just prepared for the paper, term test, and I got the achievements. So that's a value for me. Then that value will be there forever or only for that moment or only for that time period. ඒක අතාරින්නකො. O level ලියලානේ ඉන්නේ. O level වලත් mark sheet එකක් එනවානේ. You may get results in another 4 months or 5 month period. Say that ඒකත් චුට්ටක් කියලා ඉන්නම්. මේ ඒක මම ඕගොල්ලෝ දෙන්න මේ challenge එකක්. දැන් ඒක පොඩි වෙලාවක් ගන්න විනාඩි 5ක් විතර ගන්නවා කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. ඕගොල්ලෝ දැන් O level ලිව්වනේ. ඔය ඔක මම කියන්න නැත්නම් රිසල්ට් ආවට පස්සේ ඊට කලින් මම කියලා තියන්නම් ඔක වෙනවා කියලා. හරි. දැන් O level වැඩ කරපු කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා. මහන්සියලා වැඩ කරපු කට්ටිය. මම කියේ ෆස්ට් ක්ලාස් එකේ ෆස්ට් සෙකන්ඩ් තර්ඩ් වෙන්නේ. අතන මහන්සි වෙච්ච කට්ටිය ඉන්නේ. ඒක ඇත්ත. නිකන් ඔටෝමැටිකලි වන් වෙනවා කියලා කියන්නේ ඌ මාරම ටැලන්ටඩ් පොරක්. එහෙම උන් ඉන්නවා. වැඩි මහන්සි වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. හැබැයි පන්තියේ පළවෙනියා. පන්තියේ දෙවෙනියා. ඔහේ නිකන් පිස්සු කියලා කියලා ඉන්නේ. එහෙම ඉන්නවා. අපේ වයසෙත් හිටියා. ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ වයසෙත් ඉන්නවා. එහෙම ඉන්න ඕන. හැබැයි මැජොරිටි එක එහෙම නැහැනේ. අපි මහන්සි වෙන්න ඕන. ඒක ලොකු ඇචීව්මන්ට් එකක්. හරි. දැන් O level වලට සුපීරියර් මහන්සි වෙච්ච කට්ටිය මම අතාරිනවා. මොඩරේට් මහන්සි වෙච්ච කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා. වැඩි මහන්සි වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ගෙදරින් කෑ ගහපු ගමන් පාඩම් කරපන් කිව්ව ඔන්න කාමරේට ගිහිල්ලා අම්මා ටිකක් කරලා ආයෙ වෙලා ටීවී බලනවා, ෆෝන් එක බලනවා, වගේ සොමි ගත්තේ උන් ඉන්නේ. ඒත් මුන් හිතන් ඉන්නේ මල කෙලියයි මචං මට නම් B දෙකක්වත් ඒද කියලා ෂුවර් නැහැ. නැත්නම් A දෙකක්වත් ඒද කියලා ෂුවර් නැහැ වගේ ලෙවල් එකකින් ඉන්නේ උන් ඉන්නවනේ. ඇත්තම කතන්දරේ බොරුවට කියනවා උන් ඉන්නවනේ. හොඳට වැඩ කරලා කියනවා මොකට වැඩිද? ඒකක්වත් ඒත් දන්නේ නැහැ කියනවා. අපි දන්නවා මේ පිස්සු බින්ද එක අම්බන්. එහෙම ඕන් තරම් ඉන්නවනේ. හරි ඒක අතාරින්නකෝ. දැන් ඇත්තටම honestly ඔයා මොඩරේට් level එකේ එක්කෙනෙක් නම් ඔයා හිතන් ඉන්නවා නම් A2යි නිකන් C කැල් ටිකක් තමයි මට තියෙන්නේ කියලා මම challenge කරනවා. ඔයාට එන result එක මීට වැඩිය වැඩි result එකක්. ඒක හරි. ඔය O level. ආවට පස්සේ බලන්න මාස 4කින් මට කියන්න බෑ. එහෙම වෙච්ච කටින මට ඇවිල්ලා කියන්න සර් එහෙම වුණා. ඔය මොඩරේට් කට්ටිය සුපීරියර් කට්ටියට ඔක අනිත් පැත්ත. හොඳටම වැඩ කරපියෝ මට ඒ 9ක් ඒ කියලා හිතන් ඉන්නවා. ඕක සමහර වෙලාවට පල්ලට යන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ 8ක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, ඒ 7ක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ හේතුව සුපීරියර් කෙනා ලොකු එක්ස්පෙක්ටේෂන් වැඩ කරපු එක්කෙනෙක් නේ. ඒතර ඔයාගේ වැඩ කරපු මෙතඩ් එක හරි නැත්නම් දවසට පැය 8ක් පාඩම් කරන්න නැති, පැය 4ක් පාඩම් කරන්න නැති. හැබැයි ඒක ප්‍රොඩක්ටිව් නැත්නම් පල්ලෙහාට එනවා. ඒක හරි. අර වැඩි මොකවත් වැඩක් කරන්න නැතුව හිටපියෝ පාඩම් කරෙත් නැහැ, නොකරෙත් නැහැ. ඔය හිටියා. උන්ගේ ටැලන්ට් එක ගැන රිසල්ට්ස් එනවා. අනිත් එහෙම එන්න හේතුව මේකයි. O level කියන එක්සෑම් එක ඔයගොල්ලෝ පාස් කරන්න හදපු විභාගයක්. ඒකනේ දැන් අර අපේ ජනාධිපති මහත්තයා කියන්නේ O level නැති කරනවා කියලා. ඔක්කොමලා පාස් කරනවලුනේ. ඉතින් විභාගයක් තියලා පාස් කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ නේ පුතේ. නිකන් පාස් කරන්න ඉවරයි. දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ වෙලා තියෙන විභාගේ තියලා පාස් කරනවා. ඊළඟට එන පොඩි මල්ලිලා නංගිලාට විභාගයකුත් නැවුම් පාස්. ඕක ඇත්තම කතන්දරේ. ඇත්තම ඕකයි. O level හදන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ පාස් කරන්න. එතකොට ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ මාක් ෂීට් එකේ නිකන් ලකුණු හිතන්නකෝ B එකක් දෙන්නේ ලකුණු 60න් කියලා. ඔක O level ටීචර්ස්ලා කියලා දෙනවනේ. නිකන් ලකුණු 58ක් වගේ තිබ්බොත් ටීචර්ම පොඩ්ඩක් මහන්සිලා මේක කොහොම හරි 60 කළා මොකද B එකක් දෙනවා. ඔක වෙනවා. අනිත් එක තමයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ මොඩරේට් වැඩ කරපුවාට මම ඇඩ්‍රස් කරන්නේ. වැඩිපුර ඉන්නේ මේගොල්ලෝ පුතේ. ඒ කියන්නේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් සොසයිටි එක ගත්තාම ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ බැච් එක ගත්තාම 80ක් 70වත් අතර ප්‍රමාණයක් ඉන්නේ මේ මොඩරේට් කියන සෙට් එක. සුපීරියර් සෙට් එකේ ඉන්නේ 5%කට අඩු ගාණක්. 2ක් 3ක් වගේ තමයි. හරිනේ? බහුතරේ ඉන්නේ මොඩරේට්. බහුතරේට මම ඇඩ්‍රස් කරන්නේ. ඔයගොල්ලෝ O level ලියපු විදිහට A level ලියන්න ගියොත් නම් වලු. ඉවරයි. හරි? O level ඔයගොල්ලෝ පාස් කරන විභාගයක්. A level කියන්නේ ෆේල් කරන විභාගයක්. ඔකේ කතන්දර. ওই දෙක වෙනස්. ඕගොල්ලන්ට වෙන්නේ O level මම මේක දැම්ම කියන්නේ එකයි. ඕගොල්ලෝ පුතේ O level වල සිතුවට වැඩි රිසල්ට්ස් එකක් ආපුවාම අන්සෙට් එක උඩට මතුවෙනවා. මම පොරක් කියලා. පොරක් නෙවෙයි. ඔයා නිකන් පාස් කරලා දීලා තියෙන්නේ. අතින් ලකුණු දීලා. හරි? ඒක උඩ ඔයා හිතන්න එපා. මට A level උත් A3ක් අරගෙන කැම්පස් යන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. නෑ. A level paper එක මාකින් ස්කීම් එක රිසල්ට්ස් ඔක්කොම හදන්නේ ළමයි ෆේල් කරන්නේ. ඩවුන්ග්‍රේඩ් කරන්න හදන්නේ. ඔයාට A level paper එකේ B එකක් දෙන්නේ 60න් නම් ඔයාට ආවේ 58යි නම් මේක කීයටවත් B එකක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. 58 58ම තමයි. පුළුවන් නම් බලන්න මේක 55 කරන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා තමයි. එහෙම කරන්නේ නැහැ. 58 ගණන් එච්චරම තමයි. අතින් ලකුණු දීලා උස්සන්නේ නැහැ කීයටවත්. හරිනේ? ඊළඟ කතන්දරේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ රීකරෙක්ෂන් දානවා. දැන් නෙවෙයි A level කාලේදී. රීකරෙක්ෂන් දැම්මා කියලා රිසල්ට්ස් දෙන්නෙත් නැහැ. හිතසනස ගන්න දානවා. මට දැන් මේ රිසල්ට්ස් ආවා කියනවා. මම රීකරෙක්ෂන් දාලා බලනවා. මට IT වලට ඒකක් නම් ෂුවර්ම තමයි සර් කොහොම හරි ඉන්න ඕනේ කියලා. මම හරි දාලා බලපන්. මට දැන් කියන්න බෑනේ දැම්ම කියලා වැඩක් නැහැ කියලා. මට දැන් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කියන්න බෑ රිසල්ට්ස් තාම ආවේ නැහැ නේ A level. හරි? මේක හැද්දැම්ම කියලා වැඩක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ ඉතින්. රීකරෙක්ෂන් කියලා කරන්නේ පේපර් එකේ සම් එක එකතු කරන එක විතරයි කරන්නේ. පළවෙනි ක්වෙස්චන් ලකුණු 8ක් තිබ්බා, දෙවෙනි එක 10ක් තිබ්බා. ඔය එකතුව හරියද කියලා බලන එක විතරයි කරන්නේ. ආයේ ක්වෙස්චන්ස් මාක් කරන්නේ නැහැ කීයටවත්. ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ O level වලත් ඔච්චර තමයි. ඒකන්ද රිසල්ට්ස් ආපහු B එකක් ගත්ත එකාගේ රිසල්ට්ස් එක A එකක් වෙන්න නම් අර එකතුව හදන එක වැරදින්න ඕන. ඉතින් ඔක පේපර් මාකින් කරන්නේ ටීචර්ස්ලානේ. උන්ට එකතු කරගන්න බැරි අය ටීචර්ස්ලා වෙන්නේ නැහනේ. ඒක අනිවාර්යෙන් හරියට ඔකට ගොඩක්ලා ඩබල් චෙක් කරනවා සම් එකත්. ඒකන්ද රීකරෙක්ෂන් වල පස් කරන්නත් එපා. එහෙනම් A level වලට මම කියන්නේ ඕගොල්ලෝ ෆස්ට් try එකෙම ගොඩ යන්න බලන්න පුතා. හොඳ ප්ලෑන් එකකට වැඩ කරන්න. ඒක සීරියස් අය කතා දෙකක් නෑ. මම ඊයේ ගෙසතිත් කිව්ව එකනේ. ලයිෆ් එක ඩිසයිඩ් කරන්න උතනේ. පා කැම්පස් ගිහිල්ලා උඩ පැත්තට යනවද? කැම්පස් නැතුව වාත වෙලා උඩ පැත්තට යනවද? උඩ පැත්තට යන්නත් පුළුවන්, පල්ලෙහාට යන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඒ රිස්ක් එක ගන්න එපා. A level අවුරුද්දක හරියට වැඩ කරන්න. ඒ වුණත් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ගොඩ. හරි? රිසල්ට්ස් ආවට පස්සේ මට කියන්න. ඒක කියලා. හරි? ඔලෙවල් රිසල්ට්ස් එනකොට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට බහුතරයකට මේ වැඩේ වෙයි. හිතන් රිසල්ට්ස් එකේදී පොඩ්ඩක් උඩට එනවා. ඒකෙන් කියන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ performing සහ brighto කියන එක නෙවෙයි. brighto කියන වචනේ මම යූස් කරන්න කැමති නෑ. ඒකට මම තව ඉස්සරහදී කතා කරන්නම්. දැනට ඔච්චරයි කියන්නේ. හරි. Okay, we'll go to the concept golden rule of information. Hari. Now to explain this, I am telling you about that value, right? The results value. Hari. Say that now this is a point. Now in 5 months of period or 4 months of period, your O level results will be obtaining. So you are expecting 2 A's, but you got 4 A's. Does it have a value? ඕනේ දැන් නම් මං කියලා දෙන උග ගණන් ගන්න එපා කියලානේ. ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඉතින් මාව ෆලෝ කරන්නේ නැහැ කියලා මම දන්නවනේ. මං කියන දේ අහන්නෙත් නැහැනේ. උග ගණන් ගන්න එපා. සර් කිව්වට කොහොමද මේ මට ඒ 4ක් ආවා. පිස්සු කිලින්න එපා. It has a value. හරි. Okay, I appreciate that. Your effort නේ. Right. Then 4A's, you expected 2A's, 4A's. As soon as your results are obtained by you people, it has a value. Hari. ඊට පස්සේ say that on that day you may contact your O-level teachers and informing that, sir, I got this much, madam, I got this result, so thank you so much, you are gratitude, good. Then you are celebrating that to a certain extent. Say that after 1 month of releasing results, do you have the same value? එදායි තිබ්බ ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙනවද? නෑ. After 1 year, 2 year, whenever you get your A-level results, in 2027 somewhere like that, you may not remember your O-level results as well. On that day, you have celebrated that well. Right? The value of this information, that's an information. You collected that information, but we can argue that as data as well. Why we just look at the website and get it. We don't do them as processing. Somehow that has a value along with the time. Will the value increases or decreases? Decreases. That's what the golden rule is. Golden rule. What it says is the value of the information reduces over the time. Then that can be visualized graphically in this manner. This is what the time, this is what the value of information, this axis. Then the time continues, maybe months, years, days, or whatever the thing. And the highest value of information is obtained at what time? That particular information has the highest value. Along with the time, you say that it reduces. At which point the highest value is there? Whenever the information is obtained, whenever you read your results, that's the place where you get the highest value. Then from that point onwards, the value is reducing. Now, if this is the place, this is the time where the information had been obtained. From the next minute, next hour, next day, what happened to the value? Keeps in the same level or go down? Go down. Then the golden rule says that this is exponentially reducing like this. And then at a certain point, that value remains the same, saturated. Now, as I said earlier, say that you got O level, say that 9 A's, you got 9 A's, okay. That's a very big value. O level child got 9 A's, is perfect, good. Then that is having a highest value at the moment which was released. Along with days, it reduces. Then after certain time period, that value remains the same. So that after that you are getting your results 2020, this year, then in somewhere like 2030s, 2040s, don't you have that value? Other level you have the value in 2040 after 10 years, 15 years. If someone asks what is your O level result, I got 9 years. That you're becoming a big person in the society by that time. ඒ වෙලාවෙත් කවුරු O level results හැවුවොත් වා කියන්නේ නිකන් ගැම්ම කරන්නේ කියන්නේ 9 years තිබ්බේ. එහෙමනේ කියන්නේ. But you have a certain value there, but not the value you had on that day නේ. ඒකයි කියන්නේ golden rule එකෙන් කියන්නේ value of the information reduces over the time, but it won't get zero, right? එහෙම වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Whatever the value maintains at a certain time period. So then here the golden rule is. So you have to, you should be able to describe this graph in a certain level. So then from a certain period of time, it's saturated. The value is going to be the same. And the highest value of the information is there at the time where it was released or obtained by the user. Right? So then this is what the golden rule of information is. Very simple. Right. Then, okay, we'll just take the note. Golden rule of information. That you like. Is a rule to define the value of the information, along with the time. So that the highest value of information is obtained at the time where the information is released, where the information is released, comma obtained, released, comma obtained. While the specific value, is reducing, over the time, and the value becomes constant, from a certain time period onwards, Right. Then shall I take this graph quickly? You may label the axis, his value of information. Then this is the time where the information was released. At that time, the highest value is there and exponentially reducing, while from certain time onwards, it's going to be fixed. This side value of information, y-axis is with value of information, and this is the highest value. This axis is time, and this is the time where it is released. This is the highest value point. Correct? And from a certain time period, it's going to be parallel to the x-axis. That should be parallel to the x-axis of the time axis. මේකෙත් මේ ඇන්ගල් එක වැරදි. ආතරේ නැහැ. අර කර්ව් එකක් තියෙනවා. ස්ට්‍රේට් ලයින් එකක් වගේ නේ. Not slashing down, gradually comes down. Now there are mistakes where some people are doing. Now this is a place, then you can't say like this as a golden rule. Make a වැරදි. This is not a straight line, so can't represent that as a straight line. This should be a curve, right? Coming from this point, it's a curve and keep that constant. This is a graph. Ohana paper again. Which of the following graph applied to the golden rule of information? So then this is wrong really, and even you can't have the graph like from here and like this. This is not right. So you can't continue in the same level. from the time it releases, starts reducing. So this is wrong. So this is the correct order. So keep that as a curve, and from a certain point, it's going to be constant. You know, paper cell in a potty points. You may lose that mark if you don't draw that properly. Right. Now, the next thing, I'm just preparing a graph in this manner. Please look at the board and see what's going on there. This is the time. Maybe in minutes. Okay. This side we have the value. So that I'm having a graph like this. Then what is this represent? This is Y, this is minute. We have the yellow, white color line and the red color line. Why two lines are there? This is for a certain event. This is for another event. Both the events are representing the same graph. So this may be releasing your O-level result. This may be another event. So that how many events are better? මට hina වුණ දවස I got the results as the highest value. This is the day where I got that smile. Okay, we'll see that. As soon as you get it, what happens? And you are celebrating with your friends, party දෙනවා දීපම් මචං party දැන් හරි වැඩි ඔක්කොම හරි scene එක. Then these are two events නේ. Happens after few minutes, right? Few minutes අපි days වගේ දාමු නේ. Then I'm telling that which event, I'll label this as A, I'll label this as B. Then what can you tell about A and B events? Which event has the highest value? Event B. Event A has a lesser value. Then which event had taken place at first? Event B. Timeline, this is the first event. After that, the second event taken place. Along with the time, which event has the highest value? Along with the time, which has higher value? Event A. Now, I am drawing my graphs in this manner. My exam questions put there. This is the event A. This is the event B. I am asking, there are two events taken place, and the golden rule is represented in this graph. Is this graph correct according to the golden rule or wrong? There are two events represented in the graph. Are these two events applicable to the golden rule or not? What is the golden rule? Highest value, exponentially reducing and making it constant. Event A, highest value, and the curve is quite. Then, since we don't have much more space, I wanted to have like that. That is going to be event A. Then this event has the highest value, and over the time it comes to constant. This has the highest value, comes to the constant. Though they are crossing, no matter, right? Crossing is some other event. Here now I am asking which event has higher value along with the time. Higher value along with the time is B. A has the lower value than the event B. And initially, which has the highest value? Event B. Even in long term, event B has the higher value. Event A initially has a lower value. Even in the time being, it has a lower value. Then both the events are applicable for the golden rule. So likewise, there are questions mixing the concept. We write with a star, or we'll say example. Example. There are two events. There are two events named as. There are two events named as A comma B there are two events named as A, B taken place, two events named as A, B taken place in different time slots, and map them, map MAP, and map them on the graph according to the golden rule of information. Then I shall take this sketch quickly again. Draw that properly. Event A is here, event B is there. This is going to be the event B, this is going to be the event A. If a doubt, inform me. Draw the second graph. There are two curves, though they are crossing, no matter. Any light? We light after the graph, we light. Event B, the event B, event B had started, event B had started before the event A, while having a higher value, than the event A, Next point. The event A has a lesser value, event A has a lesser value than event B, in long term, long term. Next point you write, that's about the graph. Then you write with a star. The value of the information, the value of the information, the value of the information will never be zero, will never be zero, even after a long time, even after a long time, according to the golden rule of information, according to the golden rule of information. Fine. So then there are the main concepts to be covered behind data and information. Still we have some more to cover. Then we have to go for this life cycle of data and many other things. I think it's not the high time to start such a topic now. Then what we did here is very important now. I focused you to the exam paper and taught this. These may be there in the paper. I said you that these graphs are there in few papers. And the features of information, qualitative data, quantitative data, they are still existing, and determining what information, what data, still those definitions are there to be written. So then you should know them well, keep them in your mind until the exam is reaching. Okay, then stop for the day, and we'll meet on the coming Saturday. And the messages are them. So then send me the messages if you have not sent me earlier. And again, get registered to the website to access recordings as well as live attending of classes.